Let's get something straight. Most people do not want the truth about money. They want comfort. They want reassurance that working hard will someday pay off. Well, newsflash, it won't. So, because of that, what I'm going to teach you today are the 10 harsh truths about money nobody wants to hear. The truths that will make you question everything you were taught. Because, when you stop and think about it, you were told to go to school, get a stable job, save money, and retire at 65. But see, that's not a financial plan. That's a financial trap disguised as safety. Because here's the harsh truth. The system isn't broken. It was designed to keep you broke. Where the people who understand money build systems. The people who don't work for them. But once you learn how money really works, the entire game changes. So I don't want to waste any time right now. Let's just start with the first truth. The one that kills more dreams than failure ever could. Truth number 1, hard work doesn't make you rich. Ownership does. Let's be honest. We all grew up on the same bedtime story. Work hard and you'll be successful. But if hard work really made people rich, construction workers, nurses, and teachers would own yachts. Instead, they're overworked, underpaid, and told to be grateful. Because the truth is, the world doesn't reward effort. It rewards leverage. You can grind 12 hours a day, but if someone else owns the thing you're building, they'll always earn more than you. The employee earns a paycheck. The owner earns equity. The employee trades time for money. The owner trades systems for freedom. Even Warren Buffett said it best. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you'll work until you die. That's not motivational fluff. It's math. You can't scale hours. You can only scale assets. Think about McDonald's. Most people think it's a burger company. It's not. It's a real estate empire that sells burgers to pay property taxes. So if you're working hard right now, but you don't own the system, you're just building someone else's. And if you've ever wondered why nobody taught you this earlier, the next truth explains it perfectly. Truth number 2, schools don't teach money because they're funded by people who profit when you don't know it. Now look, I know that might not make sense to some of you, but just give me a minute. Let's play a game. Name the last time you used the Pythagorean theorem at your job. Never? Exactly. You learned about mitochondria, the 13 colonies, and Shakespeare, but somehow nobody taught you how compound interest works, how taxes are calculated, or how credit scores actually affect your life. Is that a coincidence? Nope. The education system wasn't designed to create entrepreneurs. It was designed during the industrial age to create obedient workers. Show up on time. Follow instructions. Don't question authority. Sound familiar? Because if you understand how money truly works, you stop depending on jobs and start creating them. That's why billionaires fund education reform. They don't want rebellion. They want predictability. Billionaire Robert Kiyosaki said it best. The school system was designed to produce employees, not employers. And look, teachers aren't the problem. The system is. Schools reward memorization, not monetization. So if you've ever felt behind financially, it's not your fault. You were trained to think that being broke was normal. But here's the real twist. The people who did learn about money, they play an entirely different game. Because the rich don't work for money. They make money work for them. Truth number 3, the rich don't work for money. Money works for them. Now, before I explain more, you need to understand that when most people get paid, the first thought is, what can I buy? When rich people get paid, the first thought is, what can I own that'll pay me back? That's the difference between consumption and creation, between spending and investing, between being broke and being free. Here's the formula nobody explained. Poor people buy liabilities. Middle-class people buy comfort. Rich people buy cash flow. If you buy something that takes money out of your pocket, that's a liability. If you buy something that puts money into your pocket, that's an asset. Simple, brutal, true. That's why an average person spends $600 a month on a car loan, while a wealthy person spends that same $600 on a dividend stock that pays them monthly. They both spend, but only one earns it back. Think about how billionaires move. Elon Musk doesn't hoard cash. He reinvests every dollar into companies that multiply value. Jeff Bezos didn't get rich saving money. He got rich circulating it. Because money isn't meant to sit, it's meant to move. And when it moves intelligently, it multiplies. If your money isn't working harder than you do, you're falling behind. And keep in mind, understanding these truths is just one step in your journey. When you finish watching this video, go back and watch our series on the stealth wealth mindset. Watching this video alone is not enough. if you truly want a life of financial freedom. We have an entire playlist we created for you. As always, make sure to subscribe to the channel. But anyways, now even when you try to play smart, the system already set a trap for you, and it's the one that billions of people willingly walk into every single day. Truth number 4, debt is a weapon, and you were the target. They call it credit, you call it freedom. But in reality, it's a trap, because let's be real. Debt is the drug of the middle class. Student loans, credit cards, car notes, the system wants you to depend on them. Because every time you swipe that card or take that loan, you're selling your future time to buy something now. Debt is the reason banks stay rich and you stay responsible. Because responsible people pay interest on time. That's why the average American owes over $100,000 in debt. Not because they're reckless, but because the system made it feel normal. Meanwhile, the wealthy use debt differently. They borrow to build. They take loans to buy rental properties, invest in companies, or expand their businesses, and then use the profits to pay it off. See the difference? You use debt to consume. They use debt to create. One buys a new car, the other buys the building the car is parked in. Even the government plays this game, printing trillions while telling you to live within your means. Debt is power, but only if you're on the right side of it. And that illusion of power brings us to the next truth. Because even if you escape the debt trap, there's another invisible chain that keeps people broke. And they call it success. Truth number 5. Lifestyle inflation is the silent killer of wealth. Basically what that means is, you get a raise, and before you can even celebrate, your bills magically grow to match it. You used to drive a Honda, now it's a BMW. You used to rent a 1-bedroom, now it's a luxury apartment. And you justify it with 4 deadly words. I deserve this now. Here's the harsh truth. You didn't upgrade your life. You upgraded your expenses. Lifestyle inflation is the reason people making 6 figures are still living paycheck to paycheck. The more you earn, the more you spend. And the more you spend, the more you trap yourself in a bigger, fancier version of the same cage. It's a beautiful illusion. The world applauds your success, but your wallet silently screams. In 2016, NBA legend Allen Iverson, who earned over $200 million, filed for bankruptcy. Not because he didn't make money, but because his expenses grew faster than his income ever could. He bought cars, chains, houses, entourages, all to look rich. But wealth isn't what you buy, it's what you keep. The rich know that every luxury comes with invisible strings: maintenance, taxes, depreciation. They don't spend more when they earn more. They buy more assets that fund what they want later. If your new money doesn't buy freedom, it's not wealth. It's decoration. And here's the mental shift that separates winners from wannabes. Poor people upgrade lifestyle first. Rich people upgrade investments first. So before you flex that new car on Instagram, ask yourself, would you rather look rich or be rich? And even if you manage to play the lifestyle game smart, the system still finds a way to take your cut. Because the next truth is the one nobody can escape unless you learn to play by different rules. Truth number 6, taxes are the price you pay for not understanding the rules. All right, let's break this down together. Most people think taxes are about fairness. Well, guess what? They're not. They're about knowledge. The rich don't avoid taxes. They simply understand them better than you do. And this is what I'll explain to you, so listen closely. You work a job, you earn income, you get taxed first. They own a business. They earn revenue, they spend first, and then get taxed. Basically, it goes like this. You earn, then taxed, then spend. Them earn, then spend, then taxed on what's left. And that small reversal changes everything. Let's take Jeff Bezos as an example. When critics asked how Amazon pays so little in taxes, the answer was simple: deductions. Amazon reinvests profits into R&D, new warehouses, employee benefits, and innovation, all legally deductible expenses. The more they spend, the less they're taxed. Meanwhile, the average employee pays taxes before they can even save. The system rewards ownership, not employment. You can't out-earn the tax code, you can only learn to use it. That's why the wealthy treat taxes like a game of chess. They move strategically, setting up corporations, trusts, and LLCs to protect their money legally. And the crazy part, anyone can learn it, but nobody does, because schools don't teach it. When asked why he pays less tax than his secretary, Warren Buffett famously said, "It's wrong." But that's the system. He didn't sound proud, just honest. So the next time you complain about taxes, remember this. The tax code isn't designed to punish wealth. It's designed to reward behavior. Specifically, the behaviors that create jobs, housing, and businesses. If you act like an employee, you get taxed like one. If you act like an owner, you get rewarded like one. But even if you learn to beat taxes, there's another silent enemy killing your wealth every single day, and it hides in plain sight. Truth number 7, saving money won't make you rich, investing will. Okay, how about we destroy another myth right now? Saving money doesn't make you rich. It makes you comfortable, and comfort is the enemy of wealth. Your grandparents could save money because the economy worked differently. Back then, banks paid 10% interest, housing was affordable, and inflation was mild. Now, inflation eats your money faster than your savings account can grow. If your bank is giving you 0.5% interest while inflation is 4%, you're losing 3.5% of your wealth every single year, just by playing it safe. You're not saving, you're slowly going broke. That's why the rich don't save. They circulate. They make their money work harder than they do. They buy stocks that grow. They buy real estate that pays rent. They buy businesses that generate cash flow. In 2020, when the economy crashed and everyone was panicking, the wealthy were buying. Stocks dropped, real estate dipped, the middle class sold, and the rich collected. Because the rich understand something most people don't. Crises create opportunity. Every major fortune was built during a downturn. Rockefeller, Carnegie, Buffett all made their biggest moves when others froze. And you don't need millions to start investing. You just need consistency. The power of compound growth doesn't care if you start with $10 or $10,000. It only cares how long you stay in the game. Albert Einstein called compound interest the 8th wonder of the world because those who understand it earn it, and those who don't pay it. So stop worshiping your savings account. It's not a fortress, it's a parking lot. And the longer your money sits there, the more parking fees inflation charges you. Your job isn't to hoard money, it's to deploy it intelligently. But even if you start investing, there's something deeper that determines whether you'll ever truly become wealthy. And it has nothing to do with your wallet. It's what's happening in your mind. Truth number 8. Most people don't have a money problem. They have a mindset problem. Understand this clearly. You can't fix a money problem with money because money doesn't change who you are. It exposes it. If you're bad with $1,000, you'll be terrible with $10,000. And if you're anxious about every dollar, you'll stay anxious even when you have more of them. That's why 70% of lottery winners go broke within 5 years. They didn't suddenly become rich. They just got a temporary head start with the same poor habits. See, most people think wealth is about spreadsheets, budgets, and investing tactics. But it's really about psychology. You were programmed to believe that wanting money makes you greedy, that being rich makes you selfish, that comfort is safer than growth. Those beliefs come from generations who struggled, people who survived, not thrived. They passed down financial fear like a family heirloom. Money doesn't grow on trees. Be grateful for what you have. Rich people are corrupt. So what do? You subconsciously reject wealth because deep down you think you don't deserve it. But here's the truth. Money doesn't make you greedy. It reveals who you are. If you're generous broke, you'll be generous rich. If you're reckless broke, you'll be reckless rich. The difference between poor and rich mindset. The poor ask, "Can I afford this?" The rich ask, "How can I create this?" One ends the conversation. The other starts innovation. Your mind is the thermostat of your financial life. It decides how warm your bank account gets before it feels too much. Until you change your money identity, nothing else changes. And even once you rewire your mindset, there's another force shaping your future without you realizing it. It's not your boss. It's not your bank. It's the people sitting right next to you. Truth number 9. Your environment will make or break your financial future. Look, I've said this more times than I can count, but I'll say it again. Show me your 5 closest friends, and I'll show you your financial future. And yeah, I know it's cliche, but it's real. If you hang out with 5 broke people, you'll be the 6th. If you hang out with 5 ambitious people, you'll be the next success story. Because wealth isn't contagious, but habits are. If everyone around you complains about the economy, you'll start thinking opportunity doesn't exist. If everyone around you is building, investing, and leveling up, you'll start feeling uncomfortable not growing. That discomfort, That's transformation. Even science backs it. The mirror neuron effect shows how your brain subconsciously copies the behaviors and beliefs of people you spend time with. You literally absorb their energy. That's why the rich stay in rooms where they're the dumbest person. They want to level up through osmosis. Steve Jobs surrounded himself with innovators. Warren Buffett spends 80% of his time around readers and thinkers. They curate their environment like a portfolio, because every person is an investment in your mindset. You don't need millionaire friends to grow, but you do need friends who think like one. People who talk about opportunities, not gossip. People who celebrate wins, not drama. Your environment either multiplies your ambition or murders it. Choose carefully. And when you finally fix your environment, you'll start seeing the last and honestly the harshest truth about money, the one that 99% of people will never accept. Truth number 10, nobody's coming to save you, it's on you. This is the hardest truth to hear, but honestly, it's the most freeing once you accept it. No one is coming to rescue you. Not your job, not the government, not some magical side hustle waiting on YouTube. The harsh truth is, you're on your own. And that's the best news possible. Because the second you stop waiting for permission, you start building power. Most people spend their entire lives waiting for the right time, waiting for motivation, waiting for someone else to believe in them. But the right time never comes. Motivation fades, and no one cares about your dreams more than you. Every wealthy person you've ever heard of had to realize this. Elon Musk didn't wait for approval to launch rockets. Oprah didn't wait for a network to pick her. She built her own. They didn't ask, who's going to save me? They asked, what can I build so I never need saving again? Financial freedom starts the moment you take full responsibility. You can't control the economy. You can't control inflation, but you can control your habits, your skills, and your discipline. The world doesn't owe you wealth. It offers you opportunity. And the people who win are the ones who take it. Because once you realize that nobody's coming, you stop waiting and start winning. So now that you know the harsh truth about money, what are you going to do with it? You've seen the lies. You've seen the traps. You've seen how the system works. Now it's time to build your own. Because money isn't evil. It's energy. And once you learn how to direct it, it becomes your servant instead of your master. If this video opened your eyes just a little bit, comment the words, "I'm building wealth," if you're done playing small. Because understanding these truths is step 1. But using them to quietly build financial freedom, that's step 2. And that's where your story really begins. As a matter of fact, you don't even have to quit your job if you truly want to reach financial freedom. We've created a step-by-step guide on exactly how to do it. Just click the video on the screen now, and we'll see you in the next one.